Good morning, fifth grade. Today is Friday, May 22nd, and we're going to be doing math class together. To be prepared for this video, you'll need to have scratch paper and a writing utensil. You'll also need to have open your math packet for today, and I'll show you how to find that. If you are in the fifth grade distance learning folder, you'll click on week 10, then you'll click on math class, and you'll click on Friday's lesson. Go ahead and grab those materials and come back to the video when you're ready. Before we start with our problem-solving task today, we're going to go over a question that we had some difficulty on yesterday. Yesterday, you needed to identify what numbers and variables are called when they're separated by a plus sign or a minus sign. These are called terms. Terms are separated by addition or subtraction signs. This is something that we went over in the very first lesson in our new unit, which was about 16 lessons ago. So, in order to answer this question, if you did not remember, you needed to use the notes available to you. Remember that every single day, directly underneath the link to your math video, you have the link to the math notes. And it's also in the folder with your math assignments. On that document, you could have scrolled down looking for the definition for these answer choices, and you would have seen that terms are separated by addition or subtraction signs. So when you're using your doing your exit tickets, make sure that if you're not sure about something or you're confused, you use your notes to help you. For today's math class, we are going to be doing problem solving 5.6.17. You are going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3, and come back to the video when you are done with all 3 questions. Now we're going to go ahead and go over our problem solving task. Number 1 asks, which operation is stronger, multiplication or division? Neither multiplication or division is stronger than the other. Remember that they're equally powerful to each other. So this was a trick question. Multiplication and division are equally powerful to each other. Neither one is stronger than the other. However, multiplication and division are stronger or more powerful than addition and subtraction. For number 2, we needed to solve the following expression. I noticed that this expression only had multiplication and division, and it did not have any parentheses. So how do you think we should solve? Correct. We should solve from left to right because there's only multiplication and division, and they're equally powerful. So I should just start at the left and work my way to the right. 2 times 6 gets me 12. And then I copy the rest of the expression. 12 divided by 3 gets me 4. Copy the rest. 4 times 4 is 16. Copy the rest. And 16 divided by 8 gets us a final answer of 2. In order to solve that expression, we solve from left to right, doing one step at a time. Because this expression only had multiplication and division are equally powerful. Therefore, we just start at the left and work our way to the right. There were no parentheses in this expression, so we did not have to start any specific place. We worked our way from left to right. Today's problem-solving task was very similar to yesterday's lesson. We just worked with the multiplication and division today. So our notes for today are, if an expression has no parentheses and only multiplication and division, then you solve from left to right because they have the same strength/importance. Make sure to solve one step at a time. You should rewrite every operation/term that you haven't completed yet each time you start a new line. Pause your video here to write down your notes for today. Now that we've written down our notes, go ahead and try the 2 guided practice problems. Come back to the video when you're ready to check your work. For our first guided practice problem, we were given the following expression. I notice that there's only multiplication and division happening, so we know that since there's only multiplication and division, with no parentheses, we should just work our way from left to right. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and I rewrite the rest of my expression. 3 times 11 is 33. Rewrite the rest. 33 divided by 2 gets you 16 and 1/2. Number 2. 8 times 8 gets you 64. Rewrite the rest. 64 times 12 gets you 768. Copy the rest. 768 divided by 2 gets you 384. Copy the rest. 384 divided by 2 should get you a final answer of 192. Now go ahead and try the practice problems on your own and come back to the video when you're ready to check your work. For the first 2 problems on the screen, I want you to double check your work against mine to make sure that you're doing the correct steps and you're getting the correct answers. Notice here in number 1 where I have to write 1/2, I'm unable to write it as a fraction using this program, so I wrote it using what looks like a division sign, but it is a fraction bar. So that is 1/2, just to be very clear. So pause the video and check your work for these 2 questions. If you get them wrong or if you made a mistake, make sure to revise your work. We're going to go over the next 2 problems together because these are the types of problems that I see the most difficulty with on the exit tickets. So these problems, well, number 2 has multiplication and division, but we cannot work from left to right. And that's because there's parentheses here. So we have to make sure we do the parentheses first because that rule always applies. Parentheses always come first, no matter what. So inside of the parentheses, I have 4 times 4, and that is 16. So I plugged in 16, and I rewrote the rest of the expression exactly as it was. Now that I only have multiplication and division left, and I have no more parentheses, now I can work from left to right. 64 divided by 16 is 4. Copy the rest. And 4 times 3 gets you a final answer of 12. For number 6, again, I have multiplication and division as my operations, but I have parentheses, so I have to start there. 12 times 3 is 36, so I plug that in and I copy the rest. Now that I only have multiplication and division left and no more parentheses, I can work from left to right. 4 times 9 is 36. Copy the rest. 36 divided by 36 is 1. Copy the rest. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2 or 5/10. Next, we have a problem that has nested parentheses, meaning that there are parentheses inside of the parentheses. So remember, within a larger group of parentheses, we still follow the same rules. Parentheses comes first. So within that larger group, I'm going to do the parentheses first, which I just outlined in blue. So as you can see, inside of this larger pink parentheses, there's a smaller group. So I always start with that group of parentheses inside. 10 divided by 10 is 1. I copied everything else exactly as it's written, making sure to keep the parentheses around the 11 because I haven't solved that yet. Then my next line, I still have parentheses, so I still need to do that first. 11 times 1 is 11. And then I copy everything else exactly the way it is. Now I only have division and multiplication left, so now I can solve from left to right. 55 divided by 11 is 5. Copy the rest. 5 times 4 is 20. For number 7, you're going to go ahead and check your work against mine. Pause the video to do that. Make sure you are revising your work if you've made any mistakes. For number 4, you're also going to check your work against mine. Make sure to revise your work if you've made any mistakes. The secret code for today's math class video is POP. P-O-P. POP. For number 8, we're going to go ahead and do it together. Again, in number 8, we have a nested parentheses. So whenever I have a nested parentheses, I solve the smaller group of parentheses inside first. 9 minus 8 is 1, and I copy everything else exactly as it is written. I made sure that I kept the parentheses around the 8 because I haven't solved that one yet. I only solved the one inside. Next, I do 8 minus 1 because that's in parentheses, and that gets me 7. I copy the rest. Then I do from left to right because all I have left is addition. And whenever we have only addition, we just solve from left to right. 7 plus 7 is 14. Copy the rest. 14 plus 9 is 33. For today's exit ticket, make sure that you use the resources that you have to help you. If you are confused on the exit ticket, go back to your notes to help you, or come back to this video and try more practice problems and look at what we did together to solve the practice problems to help you to solve your exit ticket. Everybody can be successful on their exit ticket if they are working really hard and doing all of the steps and not taking any shortcuts. So if you've gotten to this point in the video and you haven't actually written anything down, you haven't actually solved any of the problems yourself, there's no way you're going to be successful on the exit ticket. Make sure that you are writing the problems down, you're solving them on scratch paper yourself, you are checking your work. Make sure that you are using the video to help you as you solve and help you on your exit tickets. And last, make sure that you use your notes to help you in your exit ticket. Go ahead and get started on your exit ticket if you're ready, or if you needed a conference on the practice problems, make sure to check in with your teacher. Have a wonderful weekend. There's no distance learning on Monday. See you on Tuesday.